There's a section in the world of the Warner Bros. Mad Max game called The Dunes. It takes up about 1/4 of the entire map. How do I put this politely?
I hate this place.
There is nothing to do here. I mean, unless you count eating maggots out of a rotting corpse, of course. The description of the dunes reads, "The dunes may look like an empty stretch of sand, but what's rumored to lie underneath is the source of legend."
Liar!
There is actual meat that's meant to be dug into within Mad Max, but this monument to pointless bloat that stretches for miles does not improve the overall experience. Are the dunes beautiful? Yeah, but beauty does not automatically equate to good game design. This picture of Todd Howard's face attached to Margot Robbie is obviously beautiful, but it doesn't make my argument better. It's a garbage joke that only serves to overstuff this video, and that's exactly what I hate about this gameplay model. Open worlds are basically the equivalent of a neglectful father that lets you do whatever the fuck you want, which is one of those concepts that sounds cool on paper, but turns out to be fucking awful in practice. Like owning fully automatic firearms, or having chimpanzees as pets. Really just those two. There are some open worlds that I come back to constantly, but they're never really for objective reasons. I can't say that these worlds serve a tangible function to the game as a whole, and for years I was convinced that open world game design could not be saved. I was certain that it could only be a refuge for distractions and bloat. But then a little game came along, and it made me realize what an open world can be. Well, that intro was way too fucking long, but I'm sure it'll make this guy happy. Anyways, a few days ago, the trailer for the new Elden Ring DLC, Shadow of the Erd Tree, just got shown off. And like everyone else who saw it, I gracefully shit my pants out of pure joy. At least I'm assuming that wasn't just me. But ever since I started making videos, I've always wanted a reason to scream about why I love this game so much. And with a new DLC on the way, now is the perfect time. But I mean, where the hell do I even start with Elden Ring? The amount of playstyles, the immaculate visuals, the sheer size of the game, or the T-Rex dog hybrids? What was this man smoking, and where can I find some? I could probably accurately sum up my feelings on Elden Ring like this.
This guy fucks, am I right? Because I'm looking at the rest of you guys. This is the guy in the house doing all the fucking, am I right? You know I'm right. This guy fucks.
Thank you.
Elden Ring is good. Really good, actually. But you know that. Everyone knows that. It's good for a lot of reasons. Most importantly, a gamer waifu. If you somehow have not played this game, I understand. I understand how intimidating this game might seem considering whose name is attached to it. I'm terrible at games. I mean, I'm not IGN or anything. I have a little class. You can use the appearance of the Ruin's Greatsword in this video as a pretty good measurement tool for my skill level. But while I may be semi-terrible at games, I'm even worse with money. and after impulse buying this game, I can safely say that Elden Ring is one of the most rewarding experiences gaming has to offer. Writing it off as just another hard game is missing out. But I won't lie to you, this game can be about as hard as a priest hanging around a boys and girls club. It won't hold your hand, and it won't pull its punches.
Jesus Christ.
Margit is most likely the first real difficult boss fight you'll encounter. And if you're an idiot like me and tried fighting him at level 15, you will get fucking suplexed.
Put these foolish ambitions to rest.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine.
This is where the open world comes in. Exploration is essential in order to progress in Elden Ring. The world isn't just big for the sake of being big. It isn't just pretty to look at. And it doesn't just contain a turtle that wears a Pope hat. The open world transcends past set dressing and becomes a crucial part of the main game loop. For all of the non-gamers in the crowd, I'm not so sure why you're watching. But anyways, a game loop is basically the cycle of shit you're doing in the game. All games have it in one way or another. In Red Dead 2, the main game loop revolves around exploring the open world. Then eventually you'll stumble upon some guys to shoot. Then you'll loot the area for money and jewelry. Then you can use that money to buy better shit, which you can then use to explore the world more effectively. It's not my favorite game loop in the world, but it works. It's functional. Now, where exactly does taking a bath fit in this game loop? Trick question. It doesn't. It might be slightly funny the first time you do it, but it certainly doesn't make the game better. And it's definitely not fun washing each fucking limb. You could remove this feature and the game wouldn't suffer because of it. But in Elden Ring, everything you do has a purpose. Where most open worlds have no idea what to do with themselves, Elden Ring encourages and rewards you for uncovering what's hidden just around the corner. There's no filler to waste your time with. Upward movement is the game, and there is no bullshit to distract you.
Emboldened by the flame of ambition.
This game is about your ambition to beat it, and that message never gets twisted. After I got some runes, wolf spirits, and a new mace, you know what Margit was to me?
Overrated. Pretty boy. A bitch.
If a boss is raping your ass, go on an adventure and come back stronger. Armor, weapons, spells, runes, summons, healing items. These things can all make you stronger, but they aren't handed to you on a silver platter. You must actively seek them out through exploration. Other open world games have similar systems with massive worlds to explore, yet I never feel the urge to explore them. This is probably because most games are easier than wiping your own ass.
I gave my life to my children on a silver platter.
The difficulty of Elden Ring becomes the motivator for seeking out strength within the open world. It's the marriage of these two systems that gives relevance to both of them. If the game wasn't difficult, then the open world would lose all of its meaning. And if the game didn't have an open world, then it would probably be about as hard to complete as the fucking pyramids. Try to tell me that you beat Malekith without using summons or some other godlike type weapon that you found. Try. People often criticize Elden Ring in two big ways. It's either too hard or it's too easy. I imagine both sides will be able to one-hit my video with facts and logic, but it's a battle I'm willing to lose nonetheless. If Elden Ring feels too hard, you are not crazy. But that also means that you haven't been taking advantage of this oyster. You've let this world rot. Even worse, you've let it rot in scarlet rot. Alright guys, that was the one. Directly after uploading this video, I will be hanging myself. If you try to play this game like it's Dark Souls, shredding your dick over and over again until victory, it won't go your way. You are only as strong as the world you explore. If you view this world as just another empty backdrop and not as a mechanic meant to be engaged with, you will miss out on what's here. And most importantly, you will not have fun. Now if the game feels too easy, that means a few things. First of all, you probably haven't left your house in a few days and have most likely developed a similar hygiene to one of those demon guys. But because of this understandable degeneracy, you've been properly rewarded for your curiosity and earned your victory. Do you think that Millennia gives a fuck about what's fair? This is bullshit.
I'm gonna kill you.
The only way to beat a bullshit boss is by becoming one. The tools that are laid out for you are not just meant to even the playing field. They're meant to teach that boss a fucking lesson. Because I guarantee that anyone who made it to the end of this game didn't do it by not experimenting. They became a god and reveled in it.
I'm a fucking god now! You're fucked!
Also, yes, I use the Mimic. Don't fucking at me. What can I say? I'm a YouTuber after all, and therefore madly in love with myself. Is Elden Ring weaker on multiple playthroughs? Yes. Do I care?
No!
With the amount of different playstyles you can create, the game is practically begging for you to experiment on multiple playthroughs. And because of my unfortunate skill issue, which I mentioned earlier, the concept of just speedrunning through bosses isn't an option for me. The world itself is still a vital tool that must be used in order to overcome the challenges ahead. I've beat the game twice so far, and I'm still finding new methods to curb stomp my controller. But after all of this, what I cannot praise enough is the focus. The game's clear vision and understanding what you're after in this world. It isn't bowling or baths or other stupid distractions solely designed to waste your time. I love that. I love that the game didn't become another overstuffed nightmare afraid of losing your attention. Elden Ring is beautiful, and it is massive, but most importantly, it understands open world design. It understands that a player who isn't exploring isn't having fun. This is what an open world should strive to be. It should be a game. I can't wait for Shadow of the Erdtree. It looks like FromSoft has something special in store for us. And I know it will be. Thanks for watching.